Yep, we good, good. What up, y'all?
No problem.
Appreciate y'all having me on. Peace to y'all.
No problem. It's good to have you on here as well.
Yeah,
I want
man.
to start off with the intro, then I'll have you introduce yourself. You ready?
Okay, gotcha.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your man over Mustang, and you're tuning into Origins, your friendly local hub podcast show. Today we got an epic interview lineup that's going to light your world on fire. We're diving deep into the heart of music, culture, and creativity. With a guest who's about to drop some serious knowledge, promoting their own work and other amazing underground artists spanning genres from rock to hip hop and beyond. Get ready to vibe with us because we're about to bring the energy, celebrating black excellence in soul and music. Get hyped. It's about to go down. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yeah, what up, y'all? This is the good brother of Area 757 TV of Virginia Beach, Virginia. So I appreciate Origin having me on. I'm excited to talk. I do a lot of things. UFO podcast. I got a YouTube channel, so you can follow me everywhere. The Good Good brother Brotha, and my album is Exoplanet Music, which is available on all music streaming platforms right now. So yeah,
Shout out to you. And tell us a
thank you,
little bit
brother.
about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm born and raised in Virginia Beach, Virginia, so where I'm at in VA is like a musical hotspot. All the names of all the music producers and stuff that came out of here. So I was able at a young age just to peep a lot of things on the scene because I was around and stuff. So yep, I also host my own open mic, Raw Open Mic. You can follow that on IG as well, Raw Open Mic 757, where I have a lot of talent come through. We host an event once a month, me and my girl Steph Love, where we have poets go through, singers. It's free
Mm,
for all artists to perform at a nice little small concert venue in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Scandal is live. We got a nice sound guy and stuff. So, I like giving back. I do dabble in poetry as well. Yeah, I do a lot of things, man. I stay busy, and again, I'm a big UFO, UAP disclosure advocate. That's one of my passions. I do. This album was kind of like adding on to that, should I say. So yeah, that's a little about myself. I'm a jack of all trades.
okay. Shout out to you. And you mind
Thank
telling
you.
us a bit more about this open mic event that you host?
Oh yeah. Much, yeah. It's kind of like where poets, R&B singers, and rappers come together. It's like a good mesh. Like I said, my girl, shout out to Steph Love that co-hosts with me. She's big in the poetry scene, and that's how she got me into it. Because I was a rapper for years. I'm 40 now, in case y'all don't know. I know I look young to your audience, but I am 40. So for a while,
Okay.
I kind of retired from rapping. I was just doing spoken word poetry with her, and I think she kind of pulled me into it when we were doing the event. We collaborated, and then, once I got heavy into disclosure, I was always big into it with my YouTube podcast or whatnot with Area 757 TV. It was just meshing. So I was doing that and on top of that. But back again to the Raw Open Mic where we have a lot of poets. I just wanted something where it would be artist friendly because a lot of these showcases, the artists got to pay to show up. So again, with our venue in Virginia Beach, Virginia, when we do it once a month, it is artist friendly. Artists are free to get in. They get a nice stage. We pay the sound guy, and it's $10 for everybody else. So we have a lot of dope
Okay.
artists that come through there. Yeah, a lot of talented people.
Okay. No,
Yep.
that's what's up. And you do
Yeah,
it
man.
once a month?
Yeah, once a month. Well, actually, it's funny. The last one, if you follow my IG page or that Raw Open Mic
Mm,
757 or my IG page, Brother Wig, BROTHAWIGG. I'll say that again at the end. But you'll see, but we
okay.
just had our last one because we take the winter months off so I can do other things like podcasts and stuff like this. So
Mm,
we'll be back around February, but we do it once a month. It was every third Thursday. So we're going to be looking at dates. So just check back. You'll see February. It's definitely a vibe.
okay. And do you capture those moments like behind the
Oh,
scenes
yep.
for
It's on
live?
the page, the
Okay.
Raw Open Mic page. You'll see we have performance. Yeah. You'll be able to see the lighting. Yep. Raw Open Mic 757.
Okay. And this is on Instagram?
Yeah, that's all on IG. I'm heavy on IG. It's crazy. TikTok is the thing I came last to, but yeah, IG, I have a
Mm,
nice presence. I'm verified up there.
okay. And what sparked this journey for you to start hosting these events?
Again, it was a collaboration with Steph Love. I had went to one of her events. She already had an open mic she was doing years ago. Again, she's big on the poetry scene. She's with the Slam Team Verb Benders. They're like actually ranked in the nation. So she's what I call a professional poet. But that's what got me into the. Oh well, somebody approached me because I do poetry too. So I did a video. It was called "You Had a Good Woman and You Didn't Know It." It was a poet because, like I said, I had retired from rapping. So that kind of, I put it on Facebook and that went viral, you know what I mean? And people was
Mm,
going crazy sharing it. So people think I was just real heavy in the poetry game where I wasn't. I just had a dope poem that took. So people was coming at me, yo, Wig, I want you to, host this mic, open mic. People was coming at me, poetry events. I was like, well, look, let me get to the person that I know that got me in poetry. So I approached my girl Steph Love, like, hey, I'm getting all these opportunities. And, I want to bring you in because you go hard. You are the embodiment of poetry. So, yeah, that's how I kind of got. And we started that. So that's why I'm the CEO of Raw Open Mic. It's my vision and stuff. Definitely a dope vibe. We got a nice following. Yeah.
shout out to that. And my
Thank you.
last question, at least when it comes to this event,
Okay.
is are y'all looking to mostly talent locally, or are y'all
Oh yeah,
open?
definitely locally. Yeah, I mean, we bring in
Mm,
because we pay the feature. Say if somebody comes on the feature, depending on what we make off the door, because it's all local artists and it's a lot of dope artists that have come through that's about to blow. Mr. Thrills one you can look him up on Spotify and stuff. He's an artist that come regularly. Another girl, Charlie Lanisha. There's so many dope artists, producers that come through. We feature like known poets and singers like Black Chakras came on our as a feature pay. Of course, those known acts we pay a little bit more that have a national audience. Another artist, Goldie, who's with Pharrell's Voices of Fire. She's actually part of the chorus, so she's featured too up there. But then we'll have a hot local artist. They'll be the feature and headliner where they get the flyer and stuff. And they get the most time. Say you could come sign. Say if you was in Virginia Beach or one of mine, you can just show up, sign up, as long as you got your music email form. You send it the day of. It's free. But who's ever the feature, that's who we're promoting all month. They get 4 songs. Say when you sign up, depending on the list, you only get to do 1 or 2 songs. The
mm,
feature gets 4. You know what I mean? They're like they
okay.
get the showcase.
And how you go about the feature? Is that like a service that they pay for, or you select? How you go
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
we select. I find them out the talent, especially for the
Okay.
local. It's some I've snatched from other open mics. I've seen them kill it. I'm always on the lookout for new talent. That's what they
Okay.
do. That's one of my specialties is identifying talent. I've been told.
Okay. All right. Shout out to you.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
and, and shout out to the plat. And is what's the name of it again?
Yeah, Raw Open Mic 757. You can follow us on Instagram, and then you'll see my hashtag too. I'm Brother Wig on IG. Again, that's BROTHAWI, and then 2 G's, Brother Wig, and then you'll see the Good Brother everywhere. That's usually my hashtag. You can find me anywhere once you put in the Good Brother, and again, brothers BROTHA.
Okay. And bringing this to your music, checking out your music from Exoplanet. Would you consider that album or an EP?
Yeah, Exoplanet Music, yeah, it's definitely an album because I had an
Okay.
earlier one that I had did what is it, Poetic Club Love Songs or Love
Mm,
Drugs. I can't even remember the title, it was so long, but I had dropped that one like 2021. I was just, doing something. I had a lot of music archived, but this newest one, the Exoplanet Music that just dropped, what was it, October 8th? Yeah, that was like almost a year and a half, 2 years in the making. So,
mm,
I'm super proud of this album, the indefinite. So yeah, it's definitely album because it's gonna lead somewhere. Let's just say this is Exoplanet Music, so I do plan on dropping another album. Might be in it's about another year, or so it'll take time. I don't want to rush into it, but that's gonna be the
mm,
final piece, the journey, Lord willing. But even this alone, this project is so dope that the stuff I put up there, like this could stand the test of time. Hopefully, change the world with Disclosure. This is going hand in hand with the UFO UAP disclosure movement somewhat.
okay. Shout out to that. And you said this came out
Yeah,
when?
October 8th, I just dropped it. Yeah, it's
Oh, you
fresh
just
and the
dropped it
streams
recently.
is looking good. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I'm glad you
congratulations.
bringing me up. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No problem. So I was outside of checking a bit of your YouTube, and I was able
Hmm.
to check some of your music. I'm
Okay.
not sure how many songs is in total, but I was able to check out 7.
Okay. It's 11
Uh,
total on the album, but yeah, that's a
okay. So I was able to check out 7 out of 11. So the songs that I personally listened to, there's about three out of 7 that stand out to me.
okay.
Catastrophic, Disclosure,
Disclosure, yep, of course, that's the one with the video, yep. Thank you, yep.
Rebel with Cause.
Yep, Rebel with a Cause, yep. That's another
Oh,
Disclosure
Rebel with a
track,
Cause.
yep.
Yeah. And then Born Supreme.
Oh yes, That's what people are asking me. What's going to be the next single? Either Born Supreme. Those are the ones I'm on. So yes, thank you.
Shout out to you. And
Thank.
what inspired you to, create this album?
Yep, gotcha. Quick question for you though. I'm gonna answer that. But what's your favorite out of the three? If you had to pick one.
I think because of the music video, Catastrophic.
Yeah,
Uh,
Disclosure. Thank you,
but
brother. Division.
but if I were just going to pick off the listening, um, Born Supreme or
Thank you.
Rebel with the Cause.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Rebel.
Thank you. Gotcha. And to answer your question though, what inspired me to make this? You said album, right? What inspired me to make this album?
Mm,
Um, Again, a lot of things. And if you watch my YouTube, the things I talk about again, as far as disclosure and stuff, excuse me, because it's heavy in my music. And I just feel it's like this is the greatest story that isn't told, and I want to bring it from the foundation, from the streets up, and meet some of the people that I know because I'm followed by some very important UFO, UAP, disclosure advocate people that follow me. That's heavy in the game, and they're doing some things up top, behind the scenes, in Congress trying to get legislation passed. So I feel as though what I can do as a citizen, this is the least I can do. And, part of this is channeling it through music on top of being on YouTube and just talking about it. We as citizens have to get active if we want the truth because the government
mm,
isn't going to give it to us. So that was kind of into, and plus there's other music outside of that. I got dance music, club music, it's a vibe.
mm.
So it's like all my albums are a continuation because the first one, Poetic Club Love Songs, led to this, and then it'll be the next chapter. So all of it does kind of string in together. So overall message and vibe when you listen to my album.
And for Catastrophic, how that came, especially
Well,
the name.
just yeah, and the UFO community, that's the term we use. Like when the government keeps lying and stuff and not giving us the truth, what we say is there's a thing where we say in disclosure, like you can either have controlled disclosure where, and that's what we're in right now, is slowly leaking out, not to go on a rant again. I talk about this on my show, but they're giving us disclosure. That's why you're slowly seeing different news stories leak out or whatnot, but we want the truth. And what is happening, catastrophic disclosure is when, say, if the government keeps lying, it's whistleblowers threatening to come that's just going to unleash everything. Like, rip the band-aid off where people are going to lose their motherfucking minds. Like, once the full cat is out the bag. So that's kind of the only thing that we as citizens that are not sworn into these secret documents but people that are, catastrophic disclosure is a term we use in the UFO. So that's why I wanted this track, titled The Cats. That's where catastrophic disclosure come from.
Okay. And what inspired you to have such a strong interest within space and aliens, UFOs and stuff like that?
UFOs, yes. Yeah, well, the proper term, just so you know, is non-human intelligence. Now, the aliens are woke,
Non-human.
so that's what we, the more professional. No, what happens is, and I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm glad you asked that. Where I've had UFO encounters, I've seen one, and I talk about it on my show. I've actually seen a UFO on 3 different occasions. Starting as a little kid and different things. And we're in a UFO hotbed here in Virginia. It's all over the news now, where they just because we have a lot of bases here, Mass Oceana Base in Virginia Beach, which I grew up to, where I've had UFO experience right outside the base, and also in Langley. It's a big thing on the news right now, where we had like what they're calling a drone swarm. It happened last year, but the drone swarm was like orbs for like 17 hours. It happened, sorry, 17 hours, 17 days straight, and it's unexplained. So it's a lot of stuff going on here. Once you turn, it's my job to make people aware of these things because the government is not. But that's what kind of got me into it, because I've had my own experience and I've always shared that. So the more research you do and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. And you brought up non-human intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that came to be. was that, did y'all feel like calling them aliens or whatever was just like a human term?
Right. Yeah. Well, the term got dubbed. If you look, the big thing, and it was kind of everywhere last year during the hearings. David Rush, who actually work, in these different working intelligence for some of the highest brass on some of these special access programs. When asked in front of Congress, hey, they recovered, crash sources, crash UFOs, and he's like, yeah, it's like the clip you see going around, and she asked, where there are alien bodies. She asked. And he reported this is, the Pentagon term. This is the official sign. It was like, yes, there were non-human intelligence. That's why they're calling it
Yeah.
that because we can't just say aliens because they might not come from outer space. Some are saying they're coming from the ocean, in the Earth core. So that's why it's intelligence that are not of human origin. So that's why as we get closer to disclosure, the terms are getting more technical. Extraterrestrials, there's intraterrestrials is all types of terms once you get into the field, brother.
Okay. And when exactly did this spark interest for you?
Well, like I said, since the youth, because I've always seen it. Like I said, I've seen UFOs three different times on three different occasions, even, as a young
Mm,
man, not knowing. In different experience. And then as I was older, I want to say the last time I saw one, I was like, 16, 17 in high school, kind of knowing what I was seeing at that time, and it got bigger. And as you read more like people that act scientists and astrophysicists like Jacques Vallée, some of my experience I can relate back to and guests that I've had on my show because I talk to people that experience stuff. I have a lot of guests come on and you'll learn. Like I think, like it started small. The first UFO seemed like an orb. Then I saw a bigger one as I got older. Then it got super huge. So when you listen to astrophysicists and people who write about that, like Jacques Vallée, who says that yeah, some of these beings are interdimensional and things like that. They refer to it as the phenomenon too. Because people talk about the paranormal effect that comes with seeing UFOs, or as we call it, the woo effect. So it's a lot. It's deep, brother. The rabbit hole goes deep. I know this is a musical show, so I want to go into it. I know some of your artists are going to relate, though. It's funny when I do music
mm,
shows because I've done it before. And their views skyrocket. Like they be like, "Yo, bro, that UFO talk, it's a lane." Trust me, people. I'm one of the first rappers rapping about UFO disclosure and stuff like that. I think Cannabis had a song I love back in the day called "Tune into Channel Zero." That's super dope, where he's breaking down some stuff too. But the modern day, I'm kind of in my own lane. Disclosure rapper. Setting trends in my Soldier
I
Boy
agree.
voice. First rapper to rap about disclosure.
I agree. And
Yeah,
bringing
man.
us back to Exoplanet, I'm curious, out of the 11 songs, what is your favorite?
Good question. They have grown on this a few because I did everything on this album. I had fun, y'all. I sang. I got rock tracks. You're gonna hear. I'm saying I got disclosure tracks. But my favorite because I started out as a historian studying like battlefield. I like the generals like Caesar. That's still my passion. That's what kind of got me into UFO. Too, because I would study like Caesar when he went to Egypt, Alexander, all these great generals and they were at all of the pyramids and was like, these are ancient technologies that are beyond even back then. So that's what got me into it. So that historian track on my album, I love it. I got some samples. It's simple. Like probably the book nerds will love it. Maybe not everybody. My cousin
Mm-hmm.
was the street dude. He liked the other joints, but some of the people I work with, the intellectuals and stuff. I would have to say, the historian that answer you. Of course, catastrophic disclosure too. I like them all. They're all my baby. I executive produce, but just personally to
Mm-hmm.
me, just the message and stuff that, and of course, catastrophic disclosure and stuff.
Okay. And you brought historian, and so you like to look up like, or you like to do research on like generals or like certain
Yep.
histories. Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
military battles and stuff, the generals, not even the known ones, the unknown ones, Attila, of course, Tamir Khan, I'm big on that. I love history and battlefield tactics. That was my first passion. And then I got into the UFOs, of course, because of the pyramids and stuff. So I was always been a thinker, wanting to know more, especially in my later years. I'm on a quest to see why are we here?
Mm.
Why are we this 3D space reality time called Earth?
Okay. Do you have a example of a general you was impressed by their tactics?
Yeah, actually, in the history, I'm gonna tell you, he's a known one, so I'm gonna go easy. But I'm gonna tell you, Julius Caesar. A lot of things Caesar's early life. We know a lot of people. You bring up Julius Caesar, and they know he was stabbed in, the Roman Senate and stuff. There was a little
Mm,
civil war, but they don't know about the Caesar of the Gallic Wars when those battles he fought to conquer Gaul and stuff like that. That was truly epic. It's a battle I would dare anyone to look up with the Battle of Alesia, where where he led some troops. It was like almost 30 to 40,000 Roman soldiers surrounded on both sides, where he's besieging somebody, and then they had almost 200,000 of their people come behind the Roman line, where they had to kind of build a fort outside of where they were sieging. And Caesar was
mm,
masterful how he got out of that situation. He is just definitely, I think, his ability as a general goes underlooked once you look at his early life, how he got to being Caesar to that point, and then the Civil War with him and Pompey. That's a whole nother thing, bro. I can go on and on, but yeah, he's Caesar is definitely one of my favorite. Of course, Alexander. People know about Alexander the Great or whatnot, but honestly, a lot of people, and I say that in the song, the War of the Diadochi, his generals after that, where, a lot of Asia Minor and Greece was carved up. Ptolemy came out of that. People that study Egypt know about the Ptolemaic Empire and stuff, those line of pharaohs. So a lot of things come. But you can study, like I say, in that the history of man is written through war, y'all.
mm.
So, yeah.
That was very interesting.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay, and that's dope. That's not too often I hear somebody really interested in that field,
Thank you, brother.
especially within tactics. And how far does that go? Do you like do like collectibles or do you collect any
No, no, I ain't
parts?
that deep with it.
Okay,
Not
okay.
collectible. I don't got that much time. I do I do a lot of things. I can't because I got to read and research,
Okay.
especially with this UFO stuff. That kind of it never stops. Especially nowadays, I'm super busy because shit is always happening. Whether it's portals in Miami, they just talking about something crashed in DC. It's always something new. Today is actually
Hmm.
Global Disclosure Day, where they were supposed to be unleashed and stuff. So I'm actually gonna be filming some stuff for my show too. So yeah, I ain't got time for the collectibles. That's the one thing
Okay.
I can't do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And checking out your work, I also see that you put that you also an actor as well. Can you tell us a bit of that?
Oh, you said actor?
Yeah, you also
Oh,
consider
yeah,
yourself an
yeah. It's a
actor.
few things. I've been in a few plays and stuff like that. I'm actually gonna be in another, like church plays. Not that heavy. I'm actually it's crazy now that this video drop is so dope. I actually getting some offers for some Tubi movies. Some
Oh shit.
but apparently people eating off Tubi. So I got a
Mm,
friend up there that got a comedy special where the wars once you start getting views, them checks. So I'm working something out
mm,
with the people that film my joint, so I'm getting a few some official things. But I've been in some plays. I performed at Mocha Art Center out here in Virginia Beach. And a play it was called Frankie years ago and stuff like that. But yeah, it's more opportunities coming on the acting field for me. Where I'm actually have some, hopefully, some official credits sooner than later.
okay. Congratulations. And you
Thank you,
said you're
brother.
gonna find some work on Tubi?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Yep, I'm in the work. We'll see. I'm supposed to be. People have been reaching out to me. I'm just busy.
mm,
Everybody. I hit you with an idea, but I don't want to knock down. Ain't no idea too small. I don't want to shoot these brothers down because it could be something to blow. So I do want to sit
okay.
down with these young brothers there in my inbox, and other people too has hit me up. It's like three people because somebody's talking about shooting like a UFO in the hood type
Mm,
2B movie. So everything. Like now it's popping. Everybody hit me up, but when once it's something to do with you, I'm like that guy here in VA.
hmm. Okay, shout out to you. And what's your range of acting?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I can do whatever. An actor should be able to have any range of roles. So I wouldn't know, But I have played, in one thing. I was the abusive boyfriend, of course, that found God in one of the church plays and stuff like that. I think it was entitled Frankie. Yeah, that's the one I did up at Mocha Arts Center years ago. But yeah, my range. I would be with the abusive boyfriend. Of course, I played the dope boy. I've played the scared person too, and all that stuff. So I would say my range is pretty active.
Okay.
I just ain't
Shout
gonna
out
play
to
no role to carry, to jeopardize my
you. Mm.
character. That's all.
Is there any particular type of character that you are excited to, play or give it a chance?
Any type. Honestly, I want to be open to it. I can play the nerd, I can do that. I can play the hustler. I've kind of been in both. I've been the street hustler and stuff, and I can play the nerd even when I was in my younger youth when I was doing things not so on the books. I was always that person reading. I always looked up the Nas and stuff and listened to Wu Tang early. So I was always a brother with knowledge, studying 5% lessons and stuff like that. So that comes natural to me. So I can play any role, that's part of acting. My job, but I'm actually a trainer at a call center. So, I got to train
Mm,
reps how to take calls and stuff. So you're kind of like a chameleon on those calls. Like I tell them, sometimes you got to be an actor. You might be, like I take the young boys from the hood, which I love in my job. I give them an opportunity. Brothers coming home from prison, we're felon friendly. So like I tell them when they come home talking all hood onyx on the phone. Like, brother, you got to be a chameleon. Forget all that hood. You got to learn the script and sound professional, which, some brothers take it up, learn the words, we get them, and they sound like doctors on the phone and lawyers once they, learn how to articulate. So that kind of
I
helps me in my
agree.
field.
Okay. Shout out to that. And
Yeah.
you work with people that's coming from prison.
Yeah, we are. We're one of the few call centers, in America that are felon friendly. So shout out to my job and stuff. But we do allow people coming home. Not all felons are created equal though, but we do. And a lot of
Oh,
young brothers, even family members I've had that did made some mistakes in their younger youth or whatever. Have a felony. I'm like, hey, you can run for president with a felony. Why can't you work here? And people make good money, and I just love it how we do reach out. We're big in the community, and that helps me too.
shout out there. And does that go as far as like or that doesn't matter when it comes to like, the artists at the open mic?
As far as what do you mean? I'm sorry.
Like someone that was coming from prison that just happened to want to be an artist, like would
Oh
they
yeah, hell yeah.
oh
Some of the
okay.
best shit. DMX and stuff. Half the rappers come. Yeah, that don't matter. And some
Okay.
people from my job. I've met a lot of dope artists that, just because I work with them, my job cool. They allow me to put the flyer up and it's a big call center. So, one of the girls, Charlie, Lanisha, who's a dope artist, R&B artist. I met her, because we worked at the job together. She's the one walking in the video with me. So she got an album just dropped. Shout out to her too. No Boys Allowed. It's a lot of dope artists at my job and stuff, and comedians too come out. So you never know who got talent, bro. You put the
Mm,
flyers. I love about my open mic people. You never know who's gonna show up.
I agree. I agree. Um so that's what's up. When it comes to acting, you say you had a few roles from your church, from
Yeah, it
church
was
friends.
one of my aunt church and stuff like that. Yeah, back in the
Okay.
day. Yeah, so I ain't
Okay.
gonna try to front like I'm a credited actor. It's coming. But everybody say even when I'm trained, you should be an actor. You should, I get it. So when I
Mm,
got time, I'm definitely gonna get into. I might even go for a few auditions and stuff. Even in middle school, I was doing acting. I actually, true story. I had my teacher had gave me. And I was so real quick. I was like in fifth grade, about to go to middle school. My teacher acting teacher had gave me this document. She was like, "Hey, take this home to your mom. I think this will be good for you." And so I'm reading up on it on the bus. It was like the Performing Arts School, and I didn't know this is like the biggest school, the one in Maryland, and all them way. And so I'm on the bus with my friend. They were like, "You know, a lot of that's over the summer, and you gotta go up there. We gonna have fun." So I looked at. I thought I threw that joint away and never told my mother about it. Come to find out where she was trying to get me to go to was the big one in Maryland that everybody like Tupac went to, Jada Pinkett, all that, and I threw it away as a kid because I did not know. So yeah, I think I did miss my calling as an actor.
mm.
Yeah.
So if you could go back, will you decide to like, go the other route?
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Nah, I would have took that home. Damn that summer vacation. I think about that shit every day. Like, it's one time when I figured it out because I was watching some old interview with Tupac and Jada Pinkett when they were at that acting school and stuff. And I'm like, hold on, the one in Maryland? And my mind is quick like, I'm like, oh, that's the one the teacher wanted. I'm like, oh my God.
Mm,
And I threw that shit away, bro. My mind was on being a kid or whatnot. But, things we look back on. There's so many stories I can tell you like that.
okay. So here's a fun one. Here's a fun
Mhm.
question. So I'm curious. Do you fear the possibility of, having the human race as it is right now? One, do you think it would be in our best interest to have a relationship with other intelligent species from
Hmm.
from outer space? And do you think we would be responsible to hold that relationship?
Good question, first of all. And the answer is you got to think, and this is part of the disclosure movement, brother, that our government already has that relationship with the non-human intelligence. They are not just telling us about it. That's the thing. There's technologies that they're hoarding, through aerospace companies and things like that. So the communication is out there. Will it be good? And I think what you're asking, because it always comes down to this, and I'm pretty sure you'll get to it. Do I think they're good or bad? I don't know. Because they've been here. They've been watching us since history. We just honestly have the technology now to see it more. The government's been seeing it. Some of them are starting to, unveil themselves. Just some things of the veil is slowly lifting. But whether it's good or bad, it's your interpretation. This is just coming from somebody in the know, bro. Just look at. I'm gonna give you an example. All right. Let's just say, you might see it as bad, right? And I get it, but it sometimes it's the world. Just like cows, give an example, right? Cows, we tag them, we feed them, graze them, house them, take care of them, watch them, observe them. But sometimes if you eat beef, which I don't, I'm a pescatarian, but sometimes they slaughter, kill, and eat them. Is it
Oh,
cruel? We see it as just the way of the world, right? You see what I'm saying? It's just everything, but it's the same thing when you get, and I'm just trying to dumb it down a little bit, but it is what it is. But we as a human, we might freak out what if we are the ones being observed? Sometimes we're tagged. Sometimes people abducted, put chips in just to see how it's going. Same things we do to animals and wildlife. And then sometime for nourishment and for the betterment, just to survive, we gotta slaughter and kill them. It's not a good. Uh, the human complex of knowing that we are the apex predator. It's not fun when the rabbit got the gun, should I say? So it's all about how you take it. And I don't know the real answer to that, but to your
mm,
original point though, our government people are engaged. We're just not aware of this.
okay. No, I was just more asking in the sense, do you think us as a human race are responsible enough to have that
Oh, responsible.
relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I would think now a better way is, I want to say, can we handle the truth? Responsibility, we won't know because we've never been handed that for years. We've been lied to. Who knows? The people that are dealing with them right now, are they responsible enough? They're going unchecked. We don't know. It's the highest
Mm,
kept secret. It's not the president dealing with them. I know who some of the gatekeepers are personally. But if I told you their name, like, well, why the fuck do they get to deal with them? What right do they have? You see what I'm saying?
mm,
So whether or not we're ready or not, I think that's beyond. We got to have that choice. I mean, shit, the world is fucked up as we know it. I see it as this is something that can possibly bind us if, the government would be honest and come out and tell us what they do know. That way, brothers like me and you can make a sound decision. You know what I mean?
mm. Okay, okay. And if if they happen to be real, what will you be interested to try from their culture? Like if aliens or intelligent species, from
Hmm.
these different planets or solar systems or whatever, they got their own culture, they got their own food. What would you be interested to try?
I mean, culture and food, that's
Like they
everything.
got
I'm
their own
willing, like,
technology. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah, of
asking like what
course.
you would be interested to explore of theirs.
Well, they say it's power in, the subconsciousness. They're saying that's how most people, and even when you talk to experiencers, that's what we call people that's been abducted. Just, I'm gonna give you these terms. I like how you being politically, and thank you, brother. Yeah, aliens, non-human intelligence, people that get abducted. We don't really call them abductees. The proper term is experiencer. And these are things that I know where once disclosure happens, the world is gonna have to get familiar with. Thank some of the people
Mm,
left behind, and not to get off subject, are the people that have been abducted and have these stories and been laughed at for years. Now that it's being more acceptable in mainstream media, and you hear their stories. But to answer your original question, which is, hold on, what was your original question again? I'm sorry, what you was
So
asking?
I was curious if we find out these, intelligent species exist, what about them would you be interested to get to know more? Like, their history, their involvement with this planet, their food,
Yes,
their
yes,
culture,
thank you. That's
you know.
my quest for life, brother, is to find out our origins. I would just want to know why I am here in this time space. So yes, good question. Yeah, that's what I want to know the most. What the human, which I think I know, because if you again, it's scientifically proven our DNA was altered. I want to say it was almost 200,000 years ago. Scientists know that, where it was placed in
Mm,
where we became these humanoid beings that we are today. Intellectual, we gain intelligence. So I just want to know mankind's true origin and what is our purpose here. Maybe our purpose isn't, to be a slave, or it's to exist, to experience.
mm,
That could be. But that's my question. Again, like I said, I'm 40. I want to know why I'm here. I don't want to just be no sim going throughout life, doing on TikTok all day. I want to know what's our overall purpose and goal, and its power. And I want to know as far as their power though and technology, because I know some of it is that 0 point energy where
mm,
that's all around us. That's how they power their spaceships, come to find out. And it's free energy for all of us. Again, this is part of why we need disclosure real quick, and I go on a rant. Because our government is hiding this stuff, brother. Every time for everybody on this listening to origins and stuff, your power bill, when you get that this month, look at that. Now, what if I told you these aerospace and through these crash retrieval programs, they have, and look up Dr. Stephen Greer, right, where 1 cup of coffee, a small cup, they have that energy to harness the 0 point energy that's all around us, but they could boil the oceans 3 times over, meaning this small cup could power, a village in Africa. So power should be
mm,
free, y'all. Water should be free. And all this comes once. That's just one layer of why I'm a big disclosure advocate. Because once they disclose the technology that they've been hoarding that comes along with it, that's why we got fiber optics and stuff. All this, a lot of stuff came from those Roswell crashes and things. So it's technology
mm.
they're already re-engineering. They're just not giving us. They charge us for it. So yeah, I want to go on a rant, but good question. Great
No, no,
question.
it's cool. I mean, this is what the podcast is for, is to get to know the host. I mean, not the host, the special guest. So, you know, um, and it's just interesting to hear because, like I said, you don't really come across a lot of people. I mean, especially in our community.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I get that a
So,
lot too, bro. I get that.
anything
That's why I.
superstitious,
Yep. Yep.
you
You
know,
ain't lying.
they already stay away from it, or unless you just happen to be a nerd or someone that likes sci-fi. So,
Yep.
to hear
That's what
somebody
I'm doing.
within your field. Uh,
Breaking genres. I'm in my lane. That's what
mm,
everybody say too. Yo, now that more stuff keep happening, now everybody at first trust me for years. I was laughed at and stuff. Family members know me. I've told these stories before, so my mom and all them. But now more shit is coming to light. Everybody hit me up soon as something happened. Hey, cuz you see this now and stuff. I'm like, look, I've been talking about it for years. So that's why my
so,
movement is getting strong.
so I am curious on one thing. Why do you believe that one that these intelligent species know, our history, the original or whatever you're seeking. Are you seeking the history of like how human race started or the purpose of the human race or something?
Hmm.
Why you
Well, it,
see that the intelligent species would have that?
Well, if you look at it, and again, other people smarter than me break this down. People like Billy Carson,
Yeah,
Forbidden Knowledge, and stuff like that, where they'll
yeah,
go into the Emerald tablets and the
yeah. I'm just
Anunnaki.
curious on your opinion. That's all.
Okay, you're saying with just exactly their origins with us, because I think it is
I'm
some.
curious, like why you. Yeah, I'm curious from your perspective why you came to the conclusion that they would have that answer. Like for example, when I think of alien race, or when I think of these intelligent species, I not just getting the history of the whole government and everything. That's a whole other
Right.
issues in itself. But just from my perspective, I would think it would be a waste of time, bombing themselves with a human race that battle with themselves. I would think they would be
Right.
above that or find us as a nuisance.
Yep,
So,
I agree.
yeah,
These peasants, look at these, they're hovering above. Look at these
especially,
idiots arguing over Trump or come on, I get it, bro. So
mm,
that's probably why they, and some of the, let me, and good question too, because you're right. But I think it is something magical about Earth. You got to think if what we
mm,
believe, we're the only ones out here. So the thing is scary either way. Either the
mm,
government is telling the truth, we're the only people in all these trillions of planets and stuff, exoplanets. So that means Earth is magical, and there is something I
mm,
believe magical about Earth. That's why they say when they started coming in a lot more is when we detonated the first atomic bomb is something in that energy that's unleashed
Mm,
because it's planet killing energy. So I think we do need to, and they know for a fact that there has been life on Mars. Something happened on Mars where they think that's where our origins come from, honestly
mm,
speaking. So you're right. Who knows? I don't know what their interest is. I think there is an interest because, depending on what theory, there's the ancient astronaut theory where people believe the Greys are humans that just went underground and stuff. So it's a lot of theories to go through. And then and some people like, if you go by the Star Trek rules, like they can't intervene. It's like when you used to watch Star Trek, I watched it as a kid or whatnot. They didn't want to alter the planet's thing. It's like they could observe, but they couldn't overly observe unless a planet had reached a certain level of civilization on this the Gorbachev civilization scale. But right now, just so
mm,
you know, we're a civilization zero on the scale of how they rank the powers. Where certain just a simple entity that could like travel
mm,
submerged time ships and stuff. They're considered like a civilization three. We're considered a civilization zero on the scale just because we still harm our biosphere and stuff and we don't harness a lot of power. So it's real deep, but I
mm,
think there is something where we are little ants down here. I know what you're saying, the God view. Why would they want what is their interest in us? But again,
mm.
we that's questions I want to answer too, brother. I don't have that.
Yeah, the only reason why I have that uh perspective only because like the what I learned about how we survive in space. Like for example, like I just learned that we shoot our wastes, like the astronauts, they would shoot
Hmm.
their wastes, throughout space. And I was always, and when I was going to school, I was learning that, the one thing they feared is about, organism within that, too small to see within the human eye and all that shit,
Hmm.
especially within our waste. They
No.
was afraid that they don't know what the results could be if like an organism could survive, throughout, space or,
Hmm.
living on these other planets. It could grow to be something or whatever. I remember that was like a theory. Now I'm just learning that they're just openly letting their waste just shoot around, throughout space. I can see like, higher intelligence just being like, yo, that's some nasty ass shit.
These niggas dumping they waste in space.
Yeah, for them to
That's
travel,
so
they gotta leave their waste. Like, yeah, yeah.
exactly. That's humanity as a whole, bro. That's why I say
Mm,
it's crazy. That's why I think they just watching, and think we are not the first. There's been and now scientists are finding out this one Ancient Apocalypse, which is season 2 on Netflix right now. He's breaking down advanced civilizations that came before us. We've had the flying cars, all that has already happened. I'm honestly, the more and more research I do, I think we're on a repeat. If you look up the Tartarian Empire and stuff like that, when the true date of the pyramids, we do know that they've been dated as wrong, that they're far older than what we thought and stuff. And
mm,
it's pyramids they're still finding all over the globe, like a pyramid, same structures. Even in America, they don't say we got pyramids, and Peru and stuff. The oldest pyramid is in Peru, which a lot of people don't know. So there's a lot of
mm,
things we don't know that, again, the UFO is the centerpiece. It ain't the end all piece, but once they unlift that veil, it is going to answer a lot of questions.
mm. Okay, okay. Um, and my last question towards uh intelligent species.
Yeah, please ask
I'm
away.
I'm
That's what I
curious.
do. I
I'm
love it.
curious. What's your thoughts on other race? Um, having their own experience or their own perception. Like for example, I know the native was talking about some being appear out of the sky or some shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so I'm curious, have you find like other culture, other race,
Yes, it's so
stories
many.
interesting?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a what's this is the and I don't want to mispronounce it right. I want to say it's the Dabu tribe in Africa. I forgot their exact name or whatnot, but where they've when they have drawn for years, but they say the sky people came down. They actually showed, and this is proven. They have drawings in their cave where they've broken down the constellation. They said where the people came from. I think it was in the Sirius constellation where they don't know that they didn't have maps. Ancient, a lot of ancient texts and stuff, and of course people talk about how all the pyramids are built, on a graph and how they align with a lot of the constellations and stuff. So the proof is in the pudding, even
Mm,
his drawings on so many caves and stuff through Arizona. where some of the native Indians talk about the sky people who came down, some of their origins and stuff, where sightings have been seen during the Phoenix Light Show, which is a big alien sighting that happened in through Arizona. I think it was in like the 1990s or whatnot, and over that strip of land where it was like a fleet of UFOs being seen. For our people, actors seen it, a lot of people talked about it. Where along that same route, there were caves of Native Americans where they look at it, where they, spoke about the same visuals and like. So if you look throughout
Mm,
history, even before we had the technology we have, our ancient ancestors didn't know about constellation and stars and stuff like that. So, there was times
mm,
we're starting to find documents written, and this is new. I'm kind of breaking news up here where there's reports of time where Earth did not have a moon, believe it or not. There are reports
mm,
and now documents coming out showing because they're saying the moon is very artificial, but that's a story for
mm.
another day. But now they're finding records of there was time where Earth did not have a moon, believe it or not. Now we have two.
The one thing I did find suspicious, and this is when, astronauts was like, like, yeah, we've been going to space, we've been going to the moon for,
Mm-hmm.
years now. And I'm thinking like 2009, they just make a breakthrough and they just find out like, wait, there's frozen water on the moon. I was like, that's the
Mm-hmm.
dumbest shit I ever heard because you've been traveling to the moon for how long? You've been grabbing samples for how long? And you just realize, because now that I think about it, in science, we taught rocks cannot reflect light.
Yep.
So what the fuck been
Right.
reflecting light on this moon? And then you just find out, oh, there's frozen water. Where you been thinking that was on this moon this whole time, reflecting
You
light?
know, make it make
So,
sense. You're right.
so there is a lot of, a lot of phenomenons. I would say like it's too perfect. Either
Hmm.
is too perfectly aligned. Like we have the moon that just so happen to be here that give us enough energy so we don't freeze,
Thank you.
and then it
Thank you.
just so happen to move out of the way, for the sun. But then
Two
again,
perfectly aligned. Yes.
But then
Facts.
again, even something that's, I guess, what you would find perfect. I would say like the sun is almost like a perfect creation because it even got its own light, even though it's for something simple to other
Yep.
people. It's just like, a light in the sky or something. But something
Yep.
as that can like give life, warmth and all that, even got its own lifespan, which is technically
None.
just a star.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you're right. It's too convenient, and we're what another thing too. How it's perfectly placed, where it's saying we're the only planet that has the moon like that, where it can just block out and have a clear. It's like too perfectly placed. It's where the rabbit hole goes deep, like I say in the
Yeah.
song. You know what I mean? It go deep, bro.
I agree. Well, I know I said that was going to be my last question, but do you have
No.
any interest in traveling in space?
Yes, I will. People project this way. If you look up, what's it called, remote viewing and astro projecting and stuff like, I mean, that's consciousness going to space.
Mm,
But, in traveling, apparently we have the technology. You talk to enough whistleblowers, and these are
mm,
people that have worked in the government, that worked in intelligence, worked in crash retrieval. We have these aerospace companies, the Lockheed and Martins of the world well, they've re-engineered spacecraft. It's told, and this is somebody that hacked like the guy. I forgot the hacker name. I can't think of his name. Where he hacked like a whole bunch of government files, right? And he actually looked up and found a whole space fleet with like ship commands and stuff like that. So it's
mm,
rumored out there that we actually have a fleet out there, and galactic federations. When you hear the story, and this is something one of the ex-Israeli prime ministers said that there is a galactic federation of different alien beings. This is somebody that was far more intelligent than me that actually worked in the highest form of government because he worked for the Israeli defense for years. But yeah, a lot of people, if you look up, that have come out and said it. And recently, there are more whistleblowings coming forward. There's actually a big hearing November 13th that'll be coming up. I'm glad I want to shout that out to your audience. Pay attention to that because that's going to be big, like the one last year where David Russ talked about non-human intelligence, where they're actually going to have meetings in the House and the Senate because the truth is coming out there, and they got advocates like me pushing for it. People to look out for is Jeremy Corbell, who's big on that. He has a show called Weaponized that he does with George Knapp. They actually follow me. They're kind of, two of the biggest names in the disclosure movement. A lot of the UFO footage that come out. So it's things are, bro, it's about to be on the forefront. I know what's coming down the pike. So people definitely
mm,
need to wrap their minds around because this is a paradigm shift moment for people, I'm in the know, but even my mother and stuff, and people that are not in the UFOs are starting to ask questions and wake up. Which is
Mm-hmm.
good.
All right. Shout out to that. And taking a breakaway, we actually
Hmm.
had some talents for you that you might find interesting to
Okay.
connect with or network with.
Okay.
Um, Shout out to our first one, One Nation. They create their own manga slash comic book, black
Yes.
owned and American based.
Okay.
Uh,
Definitely, I like anime comics and stuff too. I'm big into anime slash, Demon Slayer, all the good stuff. Blue Eye
okay,
Samurai. Yes, I love anime.
okay. Shout out to One Nation. I will send you their link and information after
Do
this.
that, please.
Second collaboration. I'm not sure you're in the need of a 2D animator, but we have somebody that's specialized in that field, all digital art around 2D animation. So,
Okay.
logos, animated music videos, you know.
Yes,
Okay. I send you their information. Our
please
third
do.
collaboration. Shout out to Jet Production. They make short action films. Now when they're looking to collaborate with artists for, soundtracks, but as an actor. And you say you're a writer, right?
Yep, right too. Yep,
Yeah.
I wrote this whole album for the most.
Mm,
Besides the song, I got Lord Please singing on. He handled my production and a lot of stuff to sing. He dropping his own. So shout out to Lord Please. But yep, I'm a writer too.
okay.
Yep.
So I know they're open to explore, writers, authors, actors as well. So I could definitely say they would definitely
Oh,
be,
definitely.
looking to use your
Yes.
talent.
Thank you, brother. Yes, most definitely. I'm definitely down. Yeah, send me the
No
info. We
problem.
can definitely correct. And again, I got more time now too because I'm taking a break from the open mic. We take the winter months off and then come back during the summer when it's popping. So now it's my time where I do have for other projects outside of my podcast and stuff. So yeah, man, definitely.
Okay. All right, bet. And a bonus one, this is a multi-talent artist. He's an MC, battle rapper, and he also got his own comic book, as well. And he's also a freelancer, so if you're looking to explore, you
Yeah.
know, dabble creating some stories, he's also, specialized in that.
Yeah, dope. That's work. Really, I want to get out there and collaborate because, again, especially on this other album, this final piece, it's going to be a full compilation album, so I can't give all the things. But yes, I want to. I want artists to reach out to me if you do want to be a part of, the next installment of Exoplanet Music, where, hinting is going to be an actual name of an exoplanet, Zeta, because we're getting there. So by that time, hopefully, Disclosure will drop. So yeah, definitely, man. I want to collab with people, all this stuff. So have them reach out. Yeah, shoot me their info. I am down. I'm open book, y'all. I am not signing anybody on my own machine. Put my own money out there.
Okay. And when it comes to talent, they can hear it directly from you. What talent are you looking for?
We are looking for an R&B alternative type, something new and different, like my sound. I don't, something that ain't really there. I want something new and exciting. So yeah, anybody can blow, but we are looking more for, as far as me and Lord Please, our production, we like a R&B alternative type artist.
Okay. Is that all you're looking for? Uh, like I said, we bring, various different type of talents. Film
Yeah.
directors,
Oh yeah,
poets.
film direct, all that. Yes, yes, definitely.
Mm,
Because I do want to get into more of that, filming. If it's something serious, just like I had Lifted Media shoot this video where they have film credited. They shot movies, drone footage. So yeah, exactly. I'm looking for some good stuff. Somebody that want to work with me, let me know. Put me out there. Especially if the
okay.
money right too. But I know, I'm just starting out like in Tubi. I know what the people I'm talking to, it's kind of
Mm,
back end type royalties once it's popping and stuff. But yeah,
mm.
people eating off these Tubi checks while we laughing.
No,
I'll make a
hey, it's
movie
like,
to, yeah, people laugh at a low budget, but I'm getting paid for it.
mm,
Fuck it.
it's like the guy that bought the toilet paper. Everybody was
Yep.
laughing at him, but soon when the pandemic happened, he was the richest motherfucker.
Facts, bro. Facts. You see what I'm saying? So, long as the money, I'm down. I'm open to
Okay.
ideas because we all starting out. So, no project is too small. Trust me, that ain't big time. So, I'm very approachable. So, I'm definitely open. If I can get. It's funny. I got interviews. People want me. It's other UFO podcasts. I'm about to start doing this stuff. Some of them in Australia. Some will be zooming like this. So, thank you for bringing me on because I'm about to start my podcast run. And then there's some they want me to come on, but they're like in Cali, they're not out here, so I got to fly out
Mm,
and stuff. But
Oh,
I ain't willing to use my own money to fly to get interviewed. I can't do that.
uh, but congratulations on that.
Yeah, no
And when would
doubt.
that
Thank you.
start?
Hopefully, I want to say in next week, actually next 2 weeks. So I think I'll be going on UAP podcast that's based out of Australia, and then I'm working out some other podcasts where DMing behind the scenes. So hopefully, I got some other projects coming out. I'll definitely keep y'all informed.
Okay, all right, shout out to that. And speaking of other interviews, I did watch a few on your YouTube, late night
Thank you.
stoner session,
Yeah, my
757.
boy Brandon. Yeah, he the one that got the Tubi comedy special. Yeah, funny
Okay,
guy. Yeah,
shout out to him. You
thank
mind
you.
telling us a bit about that interview?
Yeah, the late night stoner. So, well, I've done a few with him. I think that latest one was because that's when I go on because he does all types of interviews and stuff, funny stuff, relationships, serious and stuff. So I love his channel. I can go up there and express myself. But that particular, the last one we looked at, that's when I was going over just statistics here in our 757 area about those storm swarms, the one that's now national news. I was reporting on it early. So I was kind
Okay.
of breaking down these sightings that was over Langley Air Force Base. It was some other sightings that were there that's not on mainstream media that I get through because I have contacts, people that work in intelligence and stuff that work on these bases, that channel. So I just like to keep the people informed. So he brings me on, as kind of the UFO guy. Where I come on regularly and stuff because now it's a lane, those views hit, the numbers don't lie because
Mm-hmm.
people are interested. So yeah, that's what that was. That was the more recent one was about the recent hotbed of swarms and stuff.
Okay. Okay. And uh, I don't think we get talk a bit about your poet,
Oh
about
yeah,
you
the
being a poet.
poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause and again, I've fallen back somewhat. I'm gonna get back into poetry. It's just to finish this album, I had to put back on. But I got a few poems that
Mm-hmm.
I've done and stuff like that. But I'm just around some professional poets, and I know that poetry is not easy. Like I said, shout out to my girl Steph Love and her Verb and a Slam team where they go to these competitions and practice rehearsal. So people think poetry is just sitting in your room, these professional poets that really get into it, that slam competitions and stuff. So that's just
Mm-hmm.
something I dabble at. I can't say just because I know
Okay.
the real poets. So, I got some poems out there though. I got like four in rotation I can spit. They're pretty hot. I like them. My first
Okay.
poet, yeah, I started as a political poet. But that was my first piece. It was years ago. I had just threw it out there at one of her open mics. Like I said, I used to go to her event. But then once we started doing, I got a few more. Got that relationship breakup poems. Got a few of those. A
Mm-hmm.
few where I, attack myself as a man. We got to do better poem. But I know the real spitters. I don't want no smoke. These poets, they got bars, bro. Trust me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And my last question.
Okay.
Uh, so this podcast is gonna come out within a month or probably by December because I got you in rotation with other talents.
Okay.
Um, so do you have anything, coming out or anybody that anything that people can look forward to by the end of the
Oh
year
yeah,
or
thank you. Yeah, thank you. I mean, again, right now I'm just promoting Exoplanet Music real hard. It's available on all music streaming platforms, so please stream it everywhere. Exoplanet Music, or just put in the Good Brother. You'll find me on YouTube, and again, that's Brother Brotha. And again, I'm real active. I'm most active on IG, Instagram under Brother Wig Brotha, and then WI two G's, and you'll see me up there standing with the two Men in Black brothers that's from my video. So that's where I'm most active at,
mm,
where you can see me at. Because it's just getting with these other podcasts. So I don't want to give an exact date and it's wrong because we got to coordinate. Because I do have a regular job, so they kind of message me. We DM, kind of like we did, the back and forth,
mm,
getting these time aligned and stuff. Because everybody's on different time schedules. But I'm actually going to be dropping new episodes on my YouTube channel. Again, The Good Brother. Just pull it up and you'll see it. And I have my Area 750 TV that I stream on that channel. So I'm gonna be dropping new episodes this week, probably too. I'm gonna be filming a lot for that, getting the message out there before these November 13th. So that's where you'll be able to catch up on it. I'm gonna, and then once this drop, definitely send me the video because I'm gonna post it on my channel too and stuff. This was
okay.
definitely a dope interview. So
Much love. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming on here.
Yeah, no
Um,
doubt, bro. I appreciate you reaching out, man. This is super dope. I love what you're doing, man. Keep doing it, bringing, because I'm all about, being artist friendly, and we need more people out there to help the local artists. That's why I keep my open mic artist friendly. So I appreciate you, brother.